We go live in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Hello.
I'm female 27, still hung up on him, male 27, for going to the strip club. This happened last year, and I'm still so angry about it. We have been dating for 5 years, so it isn't like we haven't had this conversation before. Long story short, Airbnb out of state for B-Day. I had left the club because the birthday boy's girlfriend got wasted, and I was also very tired and over the club scene. Birthday boy wanted his girlfriend to be safe, so he came home too. My boyfriend stayed out with the rest of the guys, all single. This should have been a red flag, but I trusted him. We've been dating for 5 years. Nothing should go wrong, right? Wrong. Anyways, 4 a.m. rolls around and he's still not back. I check his location and fear that he's at a strip club. In my delusional state, I tell myself there's no way he would do this to me, but he does. The next day, I ask for him how the night was, and he nervously laughs and says they wound up at a strip club. I burst out crying and screaming. I was furious with the guys, too, because they are also my friends. But in the end, it's up to my boyfriend to be responsible for himself. After I had my meltdown for obvious reasons, he explains to me what happened. His side. He told me that he was really drunk and that the guys went to a strip club, and he got dragged along with them. He told me he didn't do anything and that he had his head down most of the time because he was really drunk, like slump over. Whatever that means. This whole situation is definitely in my book of crossing the line. Cheating. But I'm still with him. I do not know how to get past this. I want to stay with him, but then I have a flashbacks to give him a lot of attitude or bring it up randomly. It doesn't help that he asked me if he could go to the strip club because there are a few bachelor parties coming up for him. I had to yell at him. That was a dumb question, and to never ask or speak of it again. Like I had to tell him he's never going there ever again. He'd only ever gone one time, and it was before we were dating and talking. I had told him I would like to go with him to one, but now he ruined it for me. I don't even want to go to one, and I never want him to go to one. Done. I obviously love my boyfriend, but I can't forget about what he did to me. My trust has been broken, and I don't know how it can be fixed. I feel like I'm gaslighting myself too, like he didn't get a chance, and he didn't hide anything from me, but he still went.
I think for this, the first thing would be couples counseling. Like, I think for me, if it's been, I think she said a year, and you still are.
That's what stood out to me. Y'all have been dealing this for a year?
Like, you're still getting mad after a year. I think that you should go to couples therapy. I think that if you want to make the relationship work, and you obviously still do if you're still with him, but if you're still getting that upset and that angry about it, then I think you need to go to couples counseling to learn how to rebuild that trust. I think that some part of you doesn't fully believe the story that you got. Will you ever get the truth? I'm not sure. But to fix the trust, if that's what you want to do, then I think that you need to go to counseling and get the tools that you need in your bag to fix the trust situation, because you can learn to trust someone again. I think it will take time. But I also think it takes effort and the want to fix those things. I think you have to actively want it.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think spending 1 year angry at someone about something that occurred, I don't think it's fair in general. I'm guessing you said somewhere along the words like, I forgive you and I want to work on this and let's work on this. You can't hold things over people's head forever. I also don't love that she said, I would have gone to one with you, but now
I don't want to.
But now,
maybe that exposure to see him even in that area of life, like in that situation. Granted, again, you'll never know what actually happened the night that he went out with his friends for this party that, you were hoping that he wouldn't go to the strip club for. But if you saw him in that situation with you, then maybe it would make you feel better. Maybe it would be less of a situation in your head, because then you could ease the anxiety. Granted, he's not going to act the same as he would if you weren't there, but it could still alleviate some of those anxieties and thoughts that you're having in your head.
Were there discussions made stating we had already discussed we will never go to a strip club?
No.
See, so
No, so like well, maybe they did, but we don't have that context.
yeah, we don't have
So
that
we don't have that
context.
context. So if there was no conversation and you're mad about it, still after a year and there was no conversation, you got to go to counseling or something. You got to go to therapy for yourself, even if that at that point, if he doesn't, well, I'm assuming he would be open to couples counseling if he wanted to fix things. However, some sort of therapy needs to be put into place so you can get the tools that you need to rebuild that trust, because not only is that trust for him, but I think it's also insecurities flaring up from her side of things that she might need to take care of on her own as well. So maybe couples therapy and individual therapy at that point to help with these things. Because if there was no conversation, how can you expect someone to read your mind? There has to be communication.
Yes.
Like, communication is the number one thing in a relationship. I stand by that. Communication is like so big, and comprehension. So like, I think that you need to have that open line of communication. And if there was none, then you can't stay mad that long.
There was one other thing she said that I like completely I just wanted to point out. She said it was a red flag because he decided to hang out with single people. I don't know. If it's his friends, it's his friends. I don't think there's that much thought being put into are they single or not.
Yeah, and I'm sure that she knows these people. Like, if they've been together for
Well,
5
she said
years.
it was her friends as well.
Oh, then yeah.
And that's why she was upset at them.
Stop. No, I think, okay. I'm not going to dismiss her feelings. I'm not going to say that she doesn't have the right to respond the way she's responding. But I think after a year, you need to try to fix it, or you need to cut ties. Because if you can't fix it, there's a deeper issue in this. There is something deeper going on for the reason that you don't trust him. Something else has happened, something that we don't know about, something that wasn't given in the context. I think that there might be more behind it if it's something that you can't work past. But if you're willing to go to the therapies and such like that and work on those things, then I think you could fix it. It's not unfixable.
Yeah,
at that point.
absolutely.
I, 29 female, want to hang out with my girlfriends without my partner, 28 female. I and my partner have been dating and living together for about 3 years. We met in university, got together after graduation, and have been together ever since. I'm very happy in my relationship. I trust her more than anyone, and I feel my truest self when I'm with her. She encourages me to grow and better myself. We spend every day together and travel our country in our spare time. We are a great pair. Our only problem comes from friendships with others. She was sheltered growing up and didn't have the opportunity to make any long-lasting friendships. She has met my personal childhood best friends, and they get along great. However, there are 2 classmates from our college program that I ended up very close with after graduation. We have a little group chat and talk often. They didn't end up getting close with my partner. I think because they have little in common. My partner is very masculine, and these are what I would consider my girly friends. My friends have told me they view her as our friend's partner and not as much as their friend. I'm not sure how to feel about this. This is my first relationship with a girl ever. When I was with men, I didn't have any issues saying, oh, I'm going to hang out with the girls with little conversation. They would always let me go, no issues. With this relationship, my partner is having a harder time understanding why she isn't included in every hangout, even though she does not speak with these classmates anymore, other than when she's with me. She doesn't understand why she wouldn't be included. She is typically included in other activities with these friends, like when we go out to the movies, etc. But on girls' days, where we want to do more feminine talking or activities that my partner isn't interested in, painting nails, makeup, etc., my friends are not bringing their partners, but they are all dating men. These girl nights happen maybe twice a year, very uncommon. I'm trying to navigate the situation. Who do I communicate with first? How do I navigate the situation with the least amount of tension? I'm not sure if I will be canceling the girl date or not. I'm afraid either decision will hurt someone I care for. Any and all advice is appreciated. I want to grow.
Don't cancel the girl date. Like, it's okay to have hangouts without your partner.
I agree.
If anything, I think it's healthy. I think in a relationship, there are times that you should spend time apart. And it doesn't seem like it's a regular occurrence. Perhaps I would feel a little differently if I feel like this was a consistent thing. The partner was always being left out from the hangouts. They're never meeting or spending like quality time with the girlfriend's friends. Because obviously you want everyone to get along and everyone to become friends. But twice a year, honestly, I would increase that number than anything else.
Yeah, no. I completely agree with that. I think that, one, I think it's important that you both have your own friends. I think it's also important that, you know, understand that just because someone meets your partner, not everyone is going to click with them and not everyone is going to love them. I
Yes.
think that it is very important to understand that you will have friends who don't necessarily want to create a close bond with your partner. And that's not a bad thing. I think when those friends tell you that, they're being honest. And sometimes that's hard to do too, because they know that some people will pick their partners in the, friendship relationship battle kind of thing. And it's not a battle in the situation, but I think that some people get the fear that it would present as you having to choose somebody in that situation. But I think for this, especially considering you're doing things like painting your nails and doing makeup, something that the girl who is more masculine is not interested in, she would most likely be bored. And she might also feel worse going to these situations because she would be third wheeling, fifth wheeling, however many of the girls there are, type of thing. I think that it's, again, though, very important to have your own space with your own friends. And with that being said, she should make friends that she can hang out with on these girls' nights that you're having. I don't think you should cancel by any means. And like you said, I think it should be increased, honestly. 2 nights a year is not very often to see a group of people that you are saying that you're close with.
I would say 2
2 times a month.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I wanted to also add that there doesn't need to be even that much reasoning that she's masked or she paints nails, doesn't paint nails. This is just for you to have quality time with your friends. Time away from the partner. It's just time for you to have bonding and quality time with these girlfriends. That's all. You don't need to have multiple reasons why the other person has to be added. This has been decided that this is a no partner friend date. That's it. That's all there has to be. You have to build trust within your relationship that you're able to do activities without your partner always being there and there's nothing shady going on.
I don't even think it comes down to that in the situation either, but I agree with you completely. But I think for this, like, she said that the other girls aren't inviting their boyfriends, like what you just touched on. I think, it's normal to not bring your partner. And just because they are of the same gender doesn't mean that they should be invited to girls' night.
Correct.
So girls' night is for the girls that are your friends, and she should most likely get her own group of friends or enjoy the quality time by herself.
I wonder if she's lonely.
I mean, in that case, but she might have trouble making friends. In that case,
Bumble BFF. Make friends. I will say I would encourage my partner to make friends of her own so that she doesn't feel lonely. So perhaps when you're out with her friends, I think I would encourage her to try to make friends of her own. And that way she's able to have that experience too, because it could just be by the time you're needing that social time and social connection of other people, your partner might need that too. She also needs to create friends. And I know it's so much harder when you're older. I definitely know that. But there are ways you can build friendships. Be kinder to your neighbor, bond on something. Once again, there's applications now that have really made our world a little smaller. Have her get herself out there. I know it's awkward, but everything we try that's new will take time for us to feel a little comfortable with. Like me on this podcast.
I also want to say, springing off of that too, that, it said that they spend a lot of time together. This could even be a chance for her to just have her time. Like, I know for me that if I'm spending a lot of time with my partner, that sometimes when they go out with their friends, I'm like, oh, I get to have a me night kind of thing. And
I get to be a weirdo.
I get to be a weirdo by myself. And honestly, sometimes we all need that. Sometimes we all need to have a night to ourselves, to treat ourselves to, I don't know, a long shower, pigging out on the couch, watching some show that your partner doesn't like. I think it's important to have that time and be comfortable with yourself and being alone for periods of time when your partner is out doing something that they want to do and that they love. I think it's important for us to find hobbies even. So not necessarily like doing nothing on your alone night, but I think it's important for us to have things that we can do if our partner is busy and out doing something, because you should never rely on somebody else for your own happiness. So I think it's important that this girl either finds friends or takes the opportunity to make this time about herself, but I don't think it should be a question of canceling the girls' date. I think you should definitely keep that.
Yeah. Get out there, girl. Have some fun.
Do your thing.
My husband, male 30, got mad at me, female 24, for wearing makeup while we weren't having sex. I'm pissed at my husband for this, but my sister says to give him a break. That's why I'm posting here. Last month, I had appendicitis, which I didn't know. I'm a doctor nervous person, so when I was having belly pain, I didn't want to go to the doctor. I went, my appendix had ruptured, and I got something called a periodontitis. I was in the hospital for, I think, a little over 2 weeks. Since I've been home, I'm still feeling pretty weak and still on antibiotics. For obvious reasons, I'm not really interested in any sort of sexual activity with my husband. Notice I said sexual, not intimate. Well, 2 days ago, my husband saw me getting up in the morning to brush my hair and sort of get dressed for the day. I don't work, my husband does. But I still get ready for the day anyways. He kind of gave me a weird look and told me I should rest. I said I was okay and I wanted to start getting back to my life. That night, he came home so angry. I asked him if he was okay, and he exploded on me about everything. He said, if you're really good enough to put on makeup, why can't we have sex? I was stricken and said, first of all, I didn't get up and do a full face. I literally put on blush and lip gloss. And secondly, I'm literally recovering from a full-blown infection and abdominal surgery. He rolled his eyes and then started this whole argument we've had a million times before. My husband calls me vain. He thinks I'm too into my looks, my clothes, blah, blah, blah. I've heard it before. We've quite literally gone to therapy over it. He's admitted that it's jealousy because I get attention from other men. We've been working on it, but honestly, this really hurt me. Is he so freaking jealous that he now is taking this out on our sex life, which isn't even related? I love my husband so much, but I can't keep having this argument again. What do I do? I mean, this is clearly deeper than jealousy, but my sister says to give him a break because he's probably frustrated from the lack of sex for like a month. I don't know what to do. How should I take this?
Okay. First of all, my guy, a month. She had surgery. She could appendicitis can kill you. If your appendix ruptures in you, you can die. So let's be thankful that she's alive. Secondly, it's been a month. He can take care of things on his own until she is better. Getting to the actual topic of this, though, I don't think it's anyone's place to ever tell a woman or person, for that matter, that they cannot do something that makes them feel good about themselves. I don't care who you are and who you're with, for how long you've been with them, married, not married, whatever the case may be. I think that if something makes you feel good, then you should be allowed to do it, like putting on makeup. I know for me that sometimes when my face is a little broken out, a little extra than, more than usual, put on a little foundation, even though it's out of the ordinary for me, makes me feel better about myself. I think that for a woman, it is important for us to feel good where we can because of the societal quote unquote norms that are put on us and that are changing so often. I don't think that there's anything wrong with her trying to feel good about herself after a surgery and being on bed rest for so long. I think that if it's something that's going to help her gain her confidence back and get back to who she is as a person, then it shouldn't be that big of a deal. And just because someone is wearing makeup doesn't mean that they can actively perform sex like to a point where it's okay for them and they're wanting to do it. I don't think that makeup and making yourself feel good and intimacy are related. And again, she said, this is not saying that I don't want to be intimate. She said that she just didn't want to have sex at the moment. It's not a forever thing, and it's only been a month. So
I'm honestly very surprised. I never understand this argument of, first of all, putting on makeup does not have the same amount of inertia as other activities have. You could honestly probably do it one-handed. It's a very still activity versus one. It is not as still of an activity.
And not only that, she put on blush and lip gloss, which takes all of maybe 30 seconds to do. 30 seconds maybe, and that's cheeks and lips. She's not putting on foundation. She's not putting on mascara.
Even if she did, putting on makeup doesn't really involve your body as a whole.
But it's just worse because she didn't do much.
I'm just saying, if she's in pain, moving your arms when the pain is in your abdomen is not going to take the body parts that would cause the same amount. And she might still be in pain.
Yeah.
But like, you can maneuver your body or keep it very still and still do your like makeup versus other activities. I don't think you have as much control on parts of your organs moving or not. I think this is stemming down to jealousy, insecurity. I don't think it's like, perhaps it has to do with libido, but I think it just has to do with he got a little jealous.
I agree. I'm honestly surprised that the sister is trying to take his side on this. Not take his side necessarily, but to say that maybe he's frustrated due to lack of sex for a month. I'm sorry. People go way longer than that without that. And again, take care of it yourself while she's healing. Like, this is your partner, wife, whatever she is at that point, doesn't matter. You can go months without that, and it shouldn't make you frustrated at your partner. That's not an excuse to treat them badly. I think it boils down to someone being very insecure and jealous. And I think it even mentioned that she doesn't even work. So she's doing this for herself all around, maybe even for him, to make herself feel better presenting to him so that they can have intimate moments, but not that intimate. Because she said she wanted to be intimate, just not having sex, basically. So I think that there is maybe, going back to communication, there could be something missing there. But I don't think that she should feel bad about this at all.
All right. And FYI for all my friends out there who like making commentary on their partner's makeup, that is not going to increase the probability of you getting any activities done in the bedroom or for anywhere else for that matter. If anything, that might just kill the libido, period.
Yeah, because when your girl feels good about themselves, they're going to want to do things with you. But when they don't feel good about themselves, well, you might not be getting any.
Yeah, females' organs, I generally think, are attached straight to our emotions.
I agree. I completely agree. If I'm not feeling good about myself, you don't need to touch me.
You ain't getting.
You don't need to touch me. I'm good. I can wait a while. If I'm not feeling
versus like I'm feeling good, I have my makeup on, I'm looking cute, you might just get lucky.
you might. But no, I don't think that she did anything wrong in this scenario.
No,
girl, put that makeup on, put your face on, do what you gotta do.